welcome back to K&K's Indie Gaming Corner. I'm your host, Karrington, and with me I've got my pal, my buddy, my friend, my partner in crime, Kyle.
That's me. I'm here.
What's up, bro? How are you today?
Doing good. Doing good. I'm trying to make sure is this the right view? Is it normally like this?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We see
Well,
your
I'm doing
face,
good
we
then.
see you, and everyone can hear you, so even better.
Great. Yeah. Doing fantastic. Exciting week last week. All the gaming news, everything that was going on as far as new releases in the future, especially within the next year. So I'm doing extremely well.
Likewise. We talked about a couple weeks ago the Summer State of Play. No.
Sony
The Summerfest.
Oh,
The
there's Sony
Summerfest.
State of Play.
Yeah.
And there is also Summer Game Fest.
Yes.
And this is also K&K Indie Gaming Corner.
Yes. Get all the names straight here.
Yeah.
No, a couple weeks ago we talked about the Summer Game Fest and what we were looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
It happened, which is why we are here today.
Yes.
Kyle, what jumped out to you? Because I got a little list going. I was hoping, what does your list look like? I wonder if it looks similar.
Okay, so I just wanted the Summer Game Fest lasted for like a week, maybe a little over a week, and it had Summer Game Fest itself was on Thursday, the 9th last week. But throughout the week there was different showcases with Sony, Xbox, Bethesda, Devolver Devolver, and then Day of the Devs. There was just a ton of gaming news last week. And from the notes that I took, I believe that I calculated, if I calculated correctly,
Okay.
at least 41 indie titles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Between all the showcases. And I did not catch the entire Sony State of Play, so I think that you mentioned there was they leaned towards indie games on the tail end of the show.
Yes, they did. And so did the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, which I forgot. I forgot about the conference on Friday because I'm thinking I only remember Xbox. I'm like, oh no, I saw what happened on Friday and Saturday, and there was a lot. There was a lot this past week. Yeah.
And so out of the 41, I took it upon myself to pick 5 games that stood out to me.
All right.
I don't know if you have a handful of them.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do as well. So it's been announced before. This wasn't a new announcement per se, and I've seen this game starting to get a lot of hate, but it interests me on so many levels, which is As Dusk Falls. This isn't the first time we've seen it, honestly, and the more that comes out about it, the more it intrigues me, just because it's different. It's from Interior Night. It's an Xbox exclusive. I guess I'm curious to see what that game is like, because we have a month until it releases.
Yeah.
And seeing the most recent trailer, I'm like, I think I'm sold. I'm at least going to try it out.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to find my notes on this game because it did make my top 5, but it was in my honorable mentions.
Okay.
And it falls on the lines of like almost a Telltale style game. Very much a story-driven game, but the artwork for it is so different than what we've seen. It's almost like borderline live. Why can't I think of the live action motion?
FMV, you mean?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Full motion video.
Yes.
Okay.
I got you.
Borderline on that, and that caught me right at the beginning. And then I wasn't sure because the artwork, the title screen itself, almost like Stranger Things-esque kind of, but it doesn't look like it gets into the sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. I think you're right, but it seemed like something happens. Someone either gets kidnapped or killed or something, and it seems like you're on the run from either the police or some sort of government agency. That's why I feel like whatever story they're trying to tell, they're going to do it really well because it's been in development for a while.
Yeah. So I'm on board with you on that one. I think As Dusk Falls looks like it's going to be It's going to be good. I think. I have a feeling it'll be different too, which is what I'm about.
Me too.
Yeah. So the first one on my list, I put Stray, which we hit. I'm still really excited for this game by Blue 12 Studio, and it's coming out July 19th, so it's right around the corner as well. And my only note is Kitty Cat game. So if you haven't, obviously if you listen to the last episode, you know what game I'm talking about. If you haven't, go check it out and get ready for it, because it looks like a weird twist on like a sci-fi like
platformer,
maybe we'll see what it is. I don't really know everything about it, but he plays a cat, maybe one of the best cats in any video game ever. So
absolutely.
So yeah, that one definitely made my list.
Very nice, very nice. Good choice. I will say for me, the next one. So the next one, it's a sequel. I'll say that. I'm gonna start off. It's a sequel.
Okay.
And when the trailer first started for this game, I was like, I've seen this trailer before, but I also haven't seen this trailer before.
Okay.
Speaking of Goat Simulator 3,
oh my
skipping
goodness.
to
Yeah.
the trailer. For those of you who haven't seen it, just go and watch it. It is a frame-by-frame recreation of the Dead Island 2 trailer, except instead of zombies, of course, it's goats.
Right.
So I was like, wow.
They do a really good job at mocking other style games and whatnot, and I think they hit the nail on the head when they made that trailer and they threw in their goofy style of goat chaos.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm still I'm also curious what they would put in a sequel that hasn't already been done in the game, plus all the DLC that's available for the first one.
Yeah, I've never played Goat Sim 2. Did they just skip 2? Or
they skipped 2. There is no 2. You're not missing out.
Okay. Because when I saw that, I thought, is there a second one? Because my daughter loves that game. She cracks up and loves it. So I have yet to show her the trailer for this one, but I'm sure she'll hysterically laugh at it.
Absolutely. It made me laugh.
Yes. I'm curious if I feel like we have at least one game that we would both agree on.
Okay.
And I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid it until, because I got let's see, I've got 4 more left to go through.
Same.
And I'll wait to the very last and see if you come up with it.
Okay.
All right. So my next one, Cocoon.
Yes, absolutely.
If you've listened to this podcast for a while, or Real Dudes for a while, you know that Inside is one of my favorite games of all time. Limbo is right up there. It's those games are incredible. They are a piece of art. And I was telling someone, I was actually watching a stream of Inside last night. I was talking to the guy that was streaming, and I said, it is not common to have a game that is released day one and run perfect without any bugs. And that's what Playdead did with Inside. The first day that I played it at launch, it ran perfectly. No problems at all. It was a 10 out of 10 game, and it was absolutely an incredible experience. So Cocoon is made by Jep Carlson, who is the lead designer of Inside, and it looks like it's going to be released in 2023. But the trailer itself, I don't know if you thought, it seemed a little more lighthearted until the very end.
Yep. I thought the exact same thing, because for those of you that know Limbo, that know Inside, those games definitely, just from the get-go, have a darker tone to them. Whereas this one, I was like, okay, this is from the same mind, from the same people who have worked on those 2 games before. And then the art direction of this one was like, this seems a different direction. And then that ending happened, and I was like, I just got chills.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. I've been waiting. I remember when they initially announced this a couple of years ago, I believe. Maybe a year ago. No, I think it's been more than a year ago. I was just grinning from ear to ear. Yes, let's get another game from these people that created one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm excited for it. I hope it releases in 2023. I hope it releases early 2023, because I want to play it.
And Inside's one of the reasons why we switched to indie games in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
So I had Cocoon on my list,
Okay.
but so I'll skip that one. Next one
Okay.
I have here. So I couldn't find much about it. So if it's not an indie game, I apologize, but I couldn't find the studio online. I couldn't find the game itself online, but it was Era History Untold. It looked like almost, well, there was no gameplay footage, but the way they made it sound like, it almost sounded like a Civilization type of game going on.
Okay.
And I love those games. I love the trailer intrigued me enough to where I'm like, okay, I'll see where this goes. And I immediately looked up the studio. I couldn't find anything, and when I tried to look up the game itself, no outlet was talking about it at the time. Now you can see a couple, outlets talking about it, but it's still hard to find anything about the studio. So if it's not an indie game, I apologize, but I couldn't find anything.
I don't know if I remember seeing that. There was another game that was mentioned that I thought was very much Civilizations like, and now I can't even remember the name of it.
Humankind, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing Era.
Era was I just remember the trailer.
I'll have to look it up after this.
Yeah, just look it up afterwards, because the trailer definitely looks Civilization-esque. Like, it was going through the different eras of human history, and as it was going through different
was it
buildings.
telling time differently though? I guess, or was that the Humankind? Because I thought
I think that was Humankind.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you guys are watching this right now, probably on the video screen. So let us know what you think. Second or third game. I don't know if you saw the Plucky Squire.
I did. That was
yes.
That's because you showed me, but that was on the Devolver Digital.
Right. So the studio is All Possible Futures. It looks like it's releasing in 2023. The game looks beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's about a boy that is able to break out of his story. So the trailer starts out with a book that opens up, and you're playing basically the character inside the book through different series of mini games. One's like an archery game, and then one looks like Super Punch Out.
Yes.
And then he breaks the fourth wall and jumps out of the book and goes into the real world surrounded. So there's coffee mugs. It's on a desk. And he jumps into mugs and cans and stuff, and the game goes into the Mario Odyssey style. You go from 3D to 2D, and you're playing a side scrolling while you're still in this 3D environment. So really, really cool idea. And I think that next year that is a game that people are gonna have to look out for.
Absolutely. I missed the Devolver Digital stream live, and I forgot it even happened, honestly.
Yeah.
And then until you told me, and and then you showed me that trailer, and I was like, yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Beautiful looking game. All right.
Yeah, so the next one that I enjoyed a lot, Silk Song. When I saw that trailer, I was like, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that Hollow Knight is a thing. I forgot Hollow Knight was a thing, because it's fantastic. If you love platformers, if you love something with a challenge, Hollow Knight was a fantastic game to play through.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that trailer for Silk Knight, I was like, I haven't heard about it, and it's been a while since we've heard anything about Silk Song. So not only do we get that, we got gameplay footage of it as well, and I was like, let's go.
Yep. Yeah, and my biggest takeaway from that was it is a day one Xbox Game Pass available, or it's available on it. That was worded weird, but yeah. So Game Pass is what is it? It is not.
You're not getting a Game Pass. What are the exhaustion? I think is what whatever it is.
Fatigue or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so Silk Song, man, that game looks incredible, and Hollow Knight is one of the. I feel like one of the. It is a strong indie title. It's a strong game in general, but when I'm proud to say it's an indie title.
Absolutely, me too. That's between that and Celeste and now my mind just went blank.
Inside.
inside.
Yeah.
There's just when certain people talk about, well, what do you talk? What kind of indie games do you guys talk about? And those are some of the games I show them. Like here,
The must play, like the absolute, like if you love to play video games, like it's definitely one of those games that step away from your AAA, your Forza, your Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah,
and play these games. These games are worth it.
Absolutely.
Number 4, I don't know if you saw High Water by Demagogue Studio.
Yes. That was in my honorable mentions.
Okay. I'm glad you have an honorable mentions because so do I. That game definitely caught my attention. I think part of it is because of Lana Del Rey song that they were playing. Like, listen, you get a good trailer with good music, it captures your attention. And that game caught my attention right from the beginning. Beautiful cel shaded art. Looks very vibrant, and it looks like Water World-esque type.
Yes.
Like you're swimming around on a boat. Looks kind of like the end of the world type situation, and you're getting friends, and you're exploring. And I don't know what the story is about. I don't know what you're looking for in the game, but I want to find out. And the best part of the entire trailer was them panning away on the screen. I guess there were some enemies at the very end, and there's a statue standing in the background, and the statue is just a person taking a selfie of themselves.
Yeah, that was wild to me. Yeah,
me too. I was like, oh, I wonder something with technology and humanity or something, and causing, I don't know. But I thought, what an interesting thing to put in a trailer. What's that statue telling us?
Dun dun dun. I am. Sorry, words.
Okay.
There was so much announced, and it was just like I was overwhelmed, but in a good way. And that one definitely caught my attention as well. The last one I had on my list.
Okay, is this the one?
I think so. Possibly, maybe we'll see.
Do you want to say it at the same time?
Sure. I know I'm afraid because if it's not it, I'm going to fail everybody.
No. All right. One, two, three.
Light your frontier.
Okay. Tell us about Light Your Frontier.
Fort Solace as well, but yeah.
Okay.
Light Your Frontier. I was like, yes, Minecraft with mechs and Stardew Valley built in there too. Give it to me now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is in my honorable mentions as well. So that when you sent me the text to keep an eye out on Light Your Frontier, it looks like a beautiful space mech farming building simulator with exploration, pretty much. So basically, Minecraft with mechs.
Sold. I was sold. I was like, inject it into my veins right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a lot more of these. Like, I feel like we're hitting 2 things this year. One is more horror games.
Yes.
And I think we are also hitting more farming sim style games, because there's another one called oh man, it almost looks like Stardew Valley in the Stone Age.
Yes. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, though, unfortunately. I would have to look at a list of everything that was announced, because unfortunately there was a bajillion things.
There was so many. Fort Solace, man.
I'm sorry, Troy Baker though walked out on stage, and Roger Clark, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how did an indie studio get some of 2 of the best voice actors in the business right now? Like, that's what blew me away from, right out the gate.
So it's by Fallen Leaf and Black Dracar Games, and they got a hold of Roger Clark, and they got a hold of Troy Baker. Incredible voice actors, and like you said, they're voicing this game,
and they're main characters. So it's not like they just spent one-liners or anything like that. No. They got them. They got them.
Yep. Yeah. It looks similar. It's your outer space. It looks very much Dead Space-esque, kind of.
I felt like there were a couple of those this year. Not just one, but a couple of them that were Dead Space-esque.
Yeah. There was another game that was very much in. It was called Routine.
Well, I was even thinking Callisto Protocol
Oh
as well, because
yeah,
that was like
yeah,
from the creators of Dead Space also. So I'm like, we had
yeah.
quite a few of those like dark sci-fi,
Lost
hard,
in Space.
Lost in
Yeah,
Space, yeah, kind of setting and feeling to it, which I'm like, hey, we haven't had that in a long time, so I'll take
yeah,
as
yeah.
much as we can get.
But I think the big thing out of Fort Solace being able to wrap up these huge industry voice actors is the fact like the limits with indie games are endless.
Hmm.
Like you can have a game by a small studio and it be just as good, if not better, than your AAA title that has millions and millions and millions forked into it.
Absolutely. And then there was even like this isn't the first time an indie studio has grabbed a big name, because I do remember, I don't know, I can't remember if we played this for the show or not, but 12 Minutes had James
Yeah,
McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe in it,
yeah,
which was also brilliantly done. So it's nice seeing like indie studios not only pushing the boundaries of what can be done with a video game, but also grabbing people that are in the industry with big names and doing fantastic jobs with each and every one of them.
yeah. Yeah, I couldn't have worn that better.
So that's my 5. That's your 5.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like our honorable mentions might kind of overlap a little bit as far as like stuff on my list was on your honorable mentions and vice versa. Because I will say, without even saying too much, but For Solus was on there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say American Arcadia was on there as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
That looks glorious. It looked like fun. I feel like that fun is a thing that doesn't happen a whole lot anymore. I feel like everything has to be dark and serious, but then there's just things that's just out there that's just for
Yeah.
fun.
In a way, it is kind of dark too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With where everybody's on cameras all the time and all this stuff. Almost
It reminded me of like Truman Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuphead DLC. It's always a nice, lovely welcome to have Cuphead. This might be the last DLC I think for the game. Maybe, I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I think that's it that I had on my honorable mentions. Really.
Okay. For me, I had Lightyear Frontier. I had High on Life. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah, High on Life.
Yeah.
I didn't add it on my list for some reason, but yeah, with the dude that made Rick and Morty. Because as soon as that trailer started, I'm like, "That's Rick from Rick and Morty. What is this?"
Yeah, all the guns are aliens with that talk to you, so it looked really funny.
It looked hilarious.
Bear and Breakfast.
That's right. How did I forget that?
Bear and Breakfast, and then also
that went viral, I think, on Thursday. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, it did. And Game Informer, I don't know if they had a playthrough or an interview. I can't remember, but they featured that game, about 20 minutes of gameplay on their website, and I sat and watched the whole thing, and it looks so much fun. It looks like just a good game.
Like blast. Yep, absolute blast.
And last is Planet of Lana.
I don't remember that one. I'm sorry.
They just I'm gonna butcher the name. It's Adam St. Jarnus. I'm sorry, but it's the creative director of Wishfully. When they presented this game, they described it as a Little Nightmare inside game. So clash between the two. The thing that I thought was different with it is Little Nightmares and Inside are dark games. You're running from things. You are feel like you're getting chased a lot by different things. This game looks cute with small creatures. It's very bright and vibrant, and it's coming to Xbox and PC this year. But the playstyle is like Inside. It is like Little Nightmares with the way that puzzles work, and I remember the artwork in the backgrounds of the game was very intriguing as well. So I'm excited to see what inspiration they've pulled off those games, some games that I absolutely love, and how they were able to create something that is similar but with their own take on it.
I'm all for it as well, and we will get to discuss pretty much that style, that kind of game further here in our next episode, because we are finishing up with Silt, so keep an eye out for that. And we got also the the developers on board for an interview. Interview hasn't happened yet, but they said yes, so keep an eye out for that as well. So I feel like this Insight almost created its own little, they didn't necessarily create a genre, but created a more interest in that genre. How's that?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Well, Kyle, that's all I had for the Summer Game Fest. Did you have anything else by chance before we go?
There's a lot of really good AAA titles that are coming out too. I don't want to discredit those by any means. So, lots of good games. I feel like there's a lot of hate, or not hate, but just a lot of dissatisfaction with some of the stuff that was shown. But I personally loved it. I love what Jeff Keighley is doing with this. I love how we don't have E3 this year.
Nope.
We haven't had E3 for what, 3 years?
So yeah, since COVID started. Well, we had E3 was in spirit kind of past couple years, but we haven't actually had like officially the E3. Right. I don't think. Since COVID started.
It was a virtual event. So I guess E3 2021
technically did happen.
Was June 12th through June 15th. So my bad.
Sorry.
But it's still, in Summer Game Fest was kind of in vein of a digital gaming convention. But yeah, I'm excited about this. Can't wait till next year. Can't wait till the Game Awards again. And
world's premiere.
I'm very happy with how things have turned out this year, and I'm excited for the future of gaming.
Likewise, absolutely. Everyone did a wonderful job. I'm surprised we didn't get a Nintendo Direct, though. So I don't know if there's one that'll be just scheduled randomly or whatever. But Xbox did a good job. Sony did a good job. Devolver Digital did a good job. All the special days that because every day was special. Was its own thing. So everyone did a good job. I thought, because I was interested. But our show is about indie titles, trying to give them a voice and trying to shine the spotlight on them, because you know what? The AAA titles got all the love on the internet, but the indie titles, such as, I can't think of it all of a sudden, Silk Song, doesn't get as much love.
Right. And since, we do love indie games, Annapurna Interactive is having a showcase at the end of July 28th. So we will be covering that as well.
Yes, and they're
behind.
They showcased a lot of games too this past week.
Yeah, they're behind Stray. They're behind one of our favorite games, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that, July 28th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, that's all we had. But everyone listening, everyone watching on the YouTube, I see you. Let us know what you enjoyed from the Summer Game Fest. Positive. Let's keep it positive, because I've seen a lot of negativity about the Summer Game Fest. Let's keep it positive. What did you enjoy? What did you like? What did you love? What do you look forward to? Let us know either on Twitter, on the comments on YouTube, just whatever. We're open. We would love to talk with you. And as always, have a good day.
Oh, man. I was about to say have a rad day. I was going to try to sync up with you.
Sorry.
All right.
See you guys.